All right, besties, what's going on? And welcome to this special episode of Pillows and Beer. Craig and I always say this special episode, but this is actually a special episode. I feel like I'm going to hook you immediately and say that Craig and I's schedules are very different at the moment. We have my little sister, Katie Kroll, here on Pillows and Beer. She is a longtime listener, first-time caller. And what's up, Katie? Say hey to the besties.
Hey, besties.
Katie has in her lap something very interesting too. She has Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
I do. I'm on a reading kick.
So we told our listeners, we told our besties that I was rereading the third book because you had called me and begun to read all of the books for the first time. And Katie's on the Goblet of Fire, which is the fourth book. And it is my absolute favorite book of all time. And I think it's different for me reading it and Katie reading it. Because when I read it, I was like 14. You know, I had just begun to like girls and like things like that. And Katie hasn't gotten that far into it. So I guess we can't really spoil things for you.
I'm about 208 pages in this is going to be the biggest book I've ever read, I think, because it's 734 pages.
But I think that Harry Potter is one of those books that you almost can't brag about how big or long that the book is, because it's such a young teen fiction book. It's so easy to read. So you literally can blow through 150 pages in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and then
really
you're like,
easy.
oh. But I just think it's awesome that Katie is reading these books. So it all kind of ties in. I mean, this is my dream come true that our podcast is turning into a Harry Potter podcast all of a sudden. But so Craig is not reading them.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he's watching them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that he's only watched the first two movies. And he had some hot takes on them, and I guess that I want to hear what your takes are. And Nick is gonna help me try to remember what the hot takes are. So he thought it was weird that Harry's dad wasn't there when Harry was killed. But in the book, what do they say in the book about
that he's there?
Well, that
he's in the house.
He just gets kind of killed.
By the way, I do think they talk about it in the movie. I'm pretty sure that when Hagrid's telling Harry how his parents died, he says, Voldemort killed your father first and then walked over his body to your mom.
Who was protecting him.
Correct. So I just watched that just to make sure, and I think Craig's wrong again.
I do think Craig is wrong.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker. Now, I guess that we've already done all this. We've already talked about all these, takes and things like that. But which book so far, Katie, out of the three is your favorite?
Okay. First off, I was most excited to read the fourth one.
Well, that's because I've been hyping it up your whole life.
I didn't know.
I didn't catch on to what books or what that you loved.
Okay.
I didn't know any of that. But the Triwizard Tournament has to be the coolest part of the whole series. So I've been most excited to read this one.
And it's funny because Craig literally goes, so are there any other magical schools other than Hogwarts? And I was like,
just wait.
I was like, Craig, so how many movies have you actually seen? He was like, oh, well, 1.5. I was like, oh my God, well, we can't even have a Harry Potter conversation until you've watched 4.
Yourself.
Until you've educated yourself on 4. Okay. So the Triwizard Tournament, you're stoked about?
Yeah. But the third one is obviously my favorite so far.
Yeah, because the first two are very kiddie, you're a wizard, Harry.
I think everyone knows the first two the best. Mm-hmm. Probably up to the first 4 the best. I don't think I've seen past the 4th movie. So I'm most excited to start reading the 4th and everything else, because then it's an entirely new story to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the Deathly Hallows is. I don't know. I went to the story, I told you. I realized how little I knew.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was either. I was like, Deathly Hallows. But every book, by the way, with the name of it, I'd pick it up and be like, what the hell is the Order of the Phoenix? What the hell is Deathly Hallows? What the hell is...
I wish I had no idea what the Goblet of Fire was. I bet it would be so good to read this book for the first time, having no idea
Well,
what's about to happen.
Let me tell you, it was. It was.
Well, I only know some things.
There's a reason why this book why she's the youngest or the richest woman in fucking England.
Yeah.
Like, there is a reason that she is, that these books have just absolutely crushed it. It's so funny that only 25 years later, you're.
No, but I'm doing it.
I know you are. And I'm proud of you, because we always talk about, reading books. We're like, we want to, but we just don't.
Well, I'm in a reading phase now, which is great. I'm in a book club.
Yeah,
I just finished the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, you finished that after the Prisoner of Azkaban?
Mm-hmm. So I've read 5 books so far in 2024.
Holy shit!
Is Harry Potter part of your book club, or is that separate?
What was that?
Is Harry Potter part of your book club, or is that just separate fundraising?
No, separate. So I have to find time pockets between books. So right now we just finished Da Vinci Code, and I don't think our next book club is until next week. So I have to finish this 734-page book by Saturday so the family can watch the movie. That's my goal.
I love how Katie is. She set up a movie night for our family for Easter, and she's like, "Okay, in the Harry Potter screening on Saturday. Get ready, fam." I don't think that I'm gonna be there, Katie.
On Saturday? Okay, then Sunday.
Easter night.
Yeah.
Harry Potter night. Wow. Dad's not going to know what's going on.
No, but he said he'd attend.
No, he won't. That's okay. Okay. So Dad might attend our Harry Potter screening. Mom has seen or she read them all the same time that I did, basically. And when I bring up things to her,
she doesn't remember it all.
She acts like I'm talking about something she's never heard of in her entire life.
I'm
like, Jesus, Mom, for someone who's read all these books, I'm like, you don't even know who, his best friend is. She's like, yeah, I do. That's
Rin. I love Rin.
Yeah. Something like that. You're like, oh my gosh, Mom, you don't know.
Robert, I love old Rob.
What are you drinking, Katie?
Limoncello spritz. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's a good question while you guys are both together. So who of the two of you started the tradition of making a cocktail for the holidays and everything? How did you guys get involved in all that?
That's a good question too, because we are on cocktail duty for Easter this weekend.
Yeah. I think it was me.
Yeah.
I think that I made the punch that Katie and I made the last.
I think it was pre-Southern Charm.
You made the first one.
It was a Christmas punch at Aunt Barbara's. You made a Christmas punch.
No.
Yes.
Wrong. I made the exact punch at our house in Kiowa, and we hosted it because Tiffany, our cousin's wife, was kind of making a checklist. Like, okay, you make this and you make this, and Austen, we don't trust you with shit, so you're in charge of the punch. Or you're in charge of a cocktail. Or maybe I said that I was in charge of a cocktail.
No. You came up and you were like,
I'm going to make a punch.
I'm making a punch. And we were like, okay, what's Austen going to make? And he came up with these cranberries.
So
we were like, there's just cranberries floating in this bowl.
Well, no. So what I did was I froze cranberries in a bundt cake pan. Nice. So that it was like a ring of cranberry, and then you put it in, and then we made the Cheermeister punch. And then everyone loved it so much that we just kept on making it. So then when we filmed for Southern Charm, we made the holiday Cheermeister punch, and it's my only reel on Instagram that has 1 million views. Mm-hmm. So I guess we did something.
We've tried to do other drinks. For Mom's birthday, we did the margarita pitcher, but we double dosed the tequila and no one could drink it because it was so strong.
Yeah, but and we wanted to come up with a Christmas punch and this and that, but there's just so much happening over Christmas and so many cookies being made.
We make cocktails though. We have family friends that come over every Christmas and we do cocktails. Austin and I did a sugar cookie cocktail this year.
Mm-hmm. And then
God, those things are sweet as hell.
They're so sweet, but we kept
I almost got diabetes.
We kept drinking them.
And they're low key so gross, but they're so good. It's just like drinking icing.
They're low key so gross and full of sugar, but yeah, I kept on drinking them. So I was like, you know what? But the next morning I'm like,
This year I'm gonna do a cucumber jalapeno margarita, but I'm not muddling the cucumbers. I'm gonna make juice out of them. So they'd be bright green.
And my mother just sent us a cocktail of like a no, that was a dip, like a dirty martini.
A dirty martini dip. But I'm not into blue cheese, so that's not for me. Now we're deviled egg people.
We are deviled egg people.
And the recipes for deviled eggs like every other week.
Well, for those listening, me and Craig and I are going over our menu now with our chef at By the Way. And
tell me there's a deviled egg on there.
And I am pushing heavily because the old spot, the bar that we took over had this deviled egg recipe, and it's got like a little twist to it. And I'm pushing for that hard. Mm-hmm. And Craig was like, what about, French onion soup? But I don't know if we're going to have French onion soup. No. It's not one or the other.
It is.
We can have them both on the menu. Why not?
I love a French onion soup.
You ever made one? You like a deviled egg?
I do love a deviled egg.
Okay. So what? So you would order both things at our restaurant?
I would. So would Dad.
And so would Dad. Yeah. So anyways, we're figuring it out. But deviled eggs, I fucking love them. They don't love my love handles, but that's okay because they're so freaking tasty.
Eggs with some mayo. Sometimes I put butter in them.
There is, yeah. What deviled eggs are we gonna make for Easter?
I don't know.
We could just put bacon on top, but like, we gotta do something to judge it.
Do you want to talk about being fun employed or no?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we can cut, whatever that we want, right? This isn't like a live stream, so like we can cut me, even saying that.
I'm not embarrassed about it because it has nothing to do with my performance.
Right. Okay, so let's give it like a whirl, and then if you don't like it, be like, cut that.
Cool.
Okay, and with that, we're gonna take a quick little break. We'll be right back with some more Pillows and Beer. Welcome back to this week's episode of Pillows and Beer. My co-host today is my sister, Katie Kroll. Arguably funnier than me, but nah, probably not.
Definitely.
Anyways, we've been wanting to have her on the podcast for ages. I wish that Craig was here. She's here for Easter week, and she's probably going to be here a week longer because, fun fact, Katie, for the first time in her life, is fun employed. And I kind of want to pick her brain about that because I wonder if we have any besties out there that like are in the same boat or have been recently, and if they did any fun shit during their fun employment. But I think that Katie's fun employment is going to be hanging out at mom and dad's and in Charleston because I didn't know, but she's in town. She got her hair done, and now we're going to go out to eat tonight. And she's like, I'm just going to crash at yours because don't got to wake up for work. So, Katie, tell us about fun employment.
Well, I guess I'll start with saying that I was with Dad in D.C.
Okay.
And day one, it was a father-daughter trip to D.C. Day one, wake up. I'm doing my makeup. We're going to go to Kyle's school.
Kyle, our sister, yes.
And I get a call from an unknown number in New York, and I typically don't answer the calls to unknown numbers, so I picked it up.
Oh, they hired out a company to call you?
No.
Okay.
No. But I was off. I was off for the day. And so I didn't see the ominous meeting on my calendar at 10 a.m. So
what did the meeting say?
I don't know. Like probably catch up or like sync or something like that.
Okay.
5 minutes into the meeting, I'm not joining because I'm putting on my makeup on my trip on my day off. And I get a phone call and I pick it up and it was like, hello, this is the head of HR. I knew it. I immediately texted my group chat and I was like, they're doing it. They're firing me right now. Well, they're laying me off. I'm not getting fired.
Firing is the wrong term.
They're doing it. They're laying me off now. Yeah. I knew it. So I was laid off last Friday morning. I have only shed a total of 2 tears, and it was when I talked to Mom for 2 seconds, just because, oh my God, all of a sudden emotion. And I was like, I'm fine. I knew this was coming. Okay. I've been saying this. And I also we got like an ominous warning from someone that used to work at the company. So I'm prepared.
You actually told me this over Christmas.
I said, come end of February, I'll be laid off. Did I say that?
Yeah, because Katie was like, we might have been like a couple of cocktails in, and when you're a couple of cocktails in, you're like, I want to travel here and here and here and here. And so Katie was like, I'm going to be, the plan is to be laid off by February, use my severance to do this. And I was like, okay. I was like, she's planning for all this.
I knew it was coming.
And now that it happened, you're not making lavish travel plans. No. Or are you?
No, not exactly. I mean, they gave me good severance, probably like equals around 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
So I have some time. I'm not nervous yet.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I'm free.
You're
Freedom.
free. You, not to shit on your former employer, but you were already thinking about a change.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Yeah. And the whole team dissolved after I left.
So do you think that you're going to hang out in South Carolina for a couple weeks?
I have plans next week.
Back in New York.
Mm-hmm. But I leave on Tuesday. So
I'll
be here for 8 days. Like, I have my book club. I just booked dinner. And then
look at this girl. She's booking dinner. She's not concerned with unemployment.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm going to Colombia with a group of my friends next week. Sorry, next month.
Cartagena.
So that's already, we're going to Bogota and then to the mountains of Colombia. So that's already my fun, lavish trip.
Did you use my gift card for it?
That's exactly what I used it for.
I gifted Katie a Delta gift card for Christmas. And also gold status, which she got first class from New York to Charleston.
Yeah, the minute that she was like, would you like a drink when we get to the air? And I said no. I was like, idiot.
No.
White wine.
It's actually tough because Craig and I talk about this all the time where it's like, it's so tough to sit down in first class and then they offer you a drink before you take off. And it's like I had no interest in drinking, but since you're offering me the drink, sure, let's get a white wine or let's get like a mimosa or let's get a, whatever. And then you drink one and then two and, heaven forbid 3. And then you kind of land and you're like, well, shit, I didn't mean to do that.
That's why I don't like drinking at the airport. I don't like,
because then you land.
I don't like all of a sudden being on the flight and being like, I'm a little tipsy and I'm about to be sober and I'm on this flight. And
and then you land and you're sitting on the tarmac and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks.
That's what I've had to learn.
Did you get, no, you won't get any upgrades flying internationally unless you're Diamond, which I learned the hard way.
No, but I did book a flight for my friend. Like, she used her card. Doesn't matter how I split the price. But she doesn't have Sky Miles. So I get all of her miles to
really?
Colombia.
Damn, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're gold, they, double, I think. You get like, 3 miles per one, flown.
And I'm gold?
You're gold. Slay queen. Slay. Giving the gift of travel. Gosh, what a thoughtful gift from me to you. God.
Speaking of, I was telling Austen that for my 30th, we should go on a trip, which is not yet.
That's in 2 years.
Yeah, but we should where do you want to go?
Where do you want to go?
I mean, you said Colombia, but.
No. I want to do something just, different. Like, okay, man, last year I did not even realize how spoiled that I was in travel until I listed it out. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Marrakesh and Mykonos and Provence and Saint-Tropez, even though it was just a day. And Amalfi for, fucking 10 days, and Paris and Rome. I was like, oh my God. So going to Marrakesh just made me realize that I want to do something off the wall. So let's do something off the wall.
If you hadn't gone to Australia, I would have said Australia. I think that I would love to go to Chile and Argentina.
I would too.
Yeah.
I haven't been to either.
Costa Rica. We could go surfing. Could also do, Southeast Asia is big. I'm dying to go. We could go.
I want to go to Tokyo.
That's
where I want to go.
We should go to Japan because my coworker just went snowboarding in Japan the first week of January. And my birthday's in January. That would be sick if we went skiing in Japan.
So as you guys can see, Katie and I's brains are all over the place. If you have listened to us this long, I commend you because we are scatterbrained to the max. But Katie, that's really all that I wanted you here for, just to chat and to say hey. And besties, just know that I think that Craig is going to jump onto at some point. We wanted to make it happen, but all right. Well, besties, thanks for and Katie, thanks for joining us and thanks for listening. Hope we made an interesting 25 minutes and you were able to keep up. You had a laugh or two. We'll see you on Thursday. Until then, much love. Bye.